Ladies and gentlemen, let me share some thoughts about life, purpose, and the art of living. You see, life is a fleeting dance, a momentary spark in the grand theatre of existence. And in this brief performance, it's our duty to embrace the script we've been given, to live with intention and authenticity. First, remember this: you are not your past. The mistakes, the failures, the heartbreaks, they're merely brushstrokes on the canvas of who you are. They don't define you, they refine you. Every stumble is a lesson, every scar a badge of resilience. Learn to let go. Forgive yourself and others, for life is too short to carry the weight of grudges. There's a beauty in simplicity, in stepping away from the noise of the world and finding stillness. When you quiet the chaos, you'll discover the whispers of your soul, guiding you toward what truly matters. Listen to that voice, it's wiser than you think. And do not chase perfection. Perfection is an illusion, a cruel mirage that will leave you parched and unfulfilled. Instead, strive to be whole. Embrace your flaws, for they are part of your humanity, part of what makes you unique. Authenticity is far more compelling than any mask you might wear. Now let's speak of purpose. People often think purpose is some grand, elusive thing hiding in the distance, but it's not. Purpose is found in the small, seemingly mundane moments, in a kind word, in a helping hand, in the courage to face another day. It's about showing up, doing the best you can, and leaving the world just a little better than you found it. And finally, never underestimate the power of gratitude. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. It transforms fear into peace and chaos into order. Look around you, there is always something to be thankful for. Even in the darkest times, there is light to be found, if only you're willing to seek it. So live boldly, love deeply, and don't waste a single moment. For in the end, life is not about what we take with us, but what we leave behind. Make it count. Life has a way of painting vivid pictures with the strokes of experience, some bright and hopeful, others dark and heavy. The truth, however, is that none of these strokes alone defines the masterpiece of who we are. Every misstep, every failure, and every heartbreak contributes to the tapestry of life, but they are not the sum of it. To live fully, we must recognize that our past is not a prison but a foundation, a place to learn, grow, and evolve. It is tempting to let the weight of past mistakes anchor us, pulling us down into regret and self-doubt. The mind, ever restless, revisits moments of failure, replaying scenes of what if and if only. But to linger too long in this space is to miss the beauty of transformation. Life is not a static entity. It flows, changes, and offers countless opportunities to start anew. The art of living lies in understanding that mistakes are not final verdicts. They are lessons meant to guide us towards something greater. When we hold on to the past too tightly, we risk stifling our potential. A failed relationship, a missed opportunity, or a poor decision can become an invisible barrier, convincing us that we are incapable of moving forward. Yet these experiences are not dead ends, they are stepping stones. The sting of failure often carries wisdom, if only we have the courage to confront it. Each misstep teaches us about resilience, humility, and perseverance. The very act of rising after a fall is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for renewal. One of the most transformative steps in letting go of the past is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about erasing what has happened or condoning wrongdoing. Instead, it is a powerful act of release. It frees us from the chains of bitterness and resentment that bind us to moments we cannot change. Forgiving others, and more importantly, forgiving ourselves, is an act of self-liberation. It allows us to reclaim the energy wasted on regret and redirect it toward building a brighter future. Our scars, whether emotional or physical, are not marks of failure. They are symbols of survival. They remind us of challenges faced and overcome, of battles fought and lessons learned. To wear these scars with pride is to acknowledge the strength that lies within. They do not diminish us, they add depth and texture to our lives, making us more empathetic, more understanding, and more human. The road may have been rough, but it is the journey that shapes us, not just the destination. Letting go of the past also requires shifting our focus from what was to what can be. The future is an unwritten story, filled with endless possibilities. It is a canvas awaiting the bold strokes of our imagination and effort. Dwelling on past failures blinds us to the opportunities of the present. Each day offers a fresh start, a chance to make different choices, to take risks and to embrace the unknown. By choosing to live in the present, we reclaim our power to shape our destiny. It is important to understand that letting go is not a one-time act, but a continuous practice. The past has a way of creeping back into our thoughts, often when we least expect it. During these moments, we must remind ourselves of the progress we have made and the strength we possess. It is okay to acknowledge the pain, but we must not let it define us. Instead, we use it as a catalyst for growth. Growth often comes from stepping outside our comfort zones and daring to confront the fears that hold us back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown are common, but they are not insurmountable. By facing these fears head-on, we discover that they are often less daunting than they seem. Each small victory over fear builds confidence and reinforces the truth that we are more capable than we believe. Ultimately, the past is a teacher, not a master. It is there to guide us, not to control us. We cannot rewrite what has been, but we can shape what is to come. By choosing to let go of the burdens of yesterday, we open ourselves to the beauty and potential of today. Life is too precious and too fleeting to be spent looking backward. The path forward is illuminated by the lessons of the past, but it is ours to walk, one step at a time. Life today is filled with endless noise. From the constant hum of technology to the demands of work and relationships, the world seems determined to drown out our inner voice. It's easy to become swept up in the chaos, moving from one task to the next without pause, like a leaf carried downstream. Yet there is profound wisdom in the act of stepping away from the noise, embracing simplicity, and finding stillness within ourselves. It is in this quiet space that we reconnect with who we are and discover what truly matters. Simplicity is not about stripping life of its richness. On the contrary, it's about focusing on the essentials, eliminating distractions that add little value, and creating space for what truly nourishes the soul. The modern world encourages accumulation of possessions, responsibilities, and expectations, but these often lead to a life burdened by excess. Simplicity invites us to lighten the load, to ask, what do I really need? What truly brings me joy? The answers may surprise us. It's rarely the material things, but rather the moments of connection, the quiet triumphs, and the experiences that leave an imprint on our hearts. Stillness is an even more elusive treasure. In a world that glorifies busyness, taking time to be still can feel counterproductive, even indulgent. But stillness is not idleness. It is an active practice of being present. It is the art of tuning out the external clamor to tune into the internal truth. In moments of stillness, we hear the quiet voice of intuition, the gentle whispers of our deepest desires and fears. This voice is often drowned out by the world's demands, but it holds the key to living authentically and purposefully. Finding stillness requires intention. It might mean carving out a few moments each morning to sit in silence, undistracted by screens or schedules. It could involve taking a walk in nature, allowing the rustle of leaves and the chirping of birds to replace the noise of daily life. For others, stillness might come through practices like meditation, prayer, or simply breathing deeply and fully. Whatever the method, the goal is to create a space where we can simply be. In this space, clarity begins to emerge. When the noise fades, we can examine our lives with greater honesty. Are we living in alignment with our values? Are we pursuing goals that truly matter, or are we chasing someone else's idea of success? These are questions that require quiet reflection, questions that cannot be answered in the frenzy of everyday life. Stillness provides the perspective needed to make choices that honor who we are at our core. Simplicity and stillness also teach us the value of presence. When we are not consumed by distractions, we can fully inhabit the moment. We can listen deeply to a loved one without thinking about our to-do list. We can savor a meal, noticing its flavors and textures. We can marvel at a sunset, feeling gratitude for its fleeting beauty. These small acts of presence transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. They remind us that life is not a series of future achievements, but a collection of moments to be cherished. Embracing simplicity and stillness often means saying no to unnecessary commitments, no to activities that drain rather than energize, no to the pressure to do it all. It's a practice of prioritization, of choosing quality over quantity, This can be challenging, especially in a culture that equates worth with productivity. But every no to something unimportant is a yes to something that truly matters. It is a declaration that our time, energy, and attention are precious and deserve to be spent wisely. The benefits of simplicity and stillness extend beyond the individual. When we live more intentionally, we inspire others to do the same. Our calm presence becomes a beacon in a world of chaos, encouraging others to pause, reflect, and reconnect with their own truths. In this way, the practice of simplicity and stillness ripples outward, creating a more mindful and compassionate world. Life is a symphony, and in any symphony, there are moments of silence between the notes. These pauses are not empty, they are essential. They give meaning to the music, just as simplicity and stillness give meaning to our lives. By stepping away from the noise, we don't diminish life's richness, we enhance it. We see more clearly, feel more deeply, and live more fully. In the quiet, we find ourselves. And in finding ourselves, we find everything. Perfection is an alluring idea, isn't it? The notion that one day we'll achieve a flawless state where everything aligns, where no mistakes are made, and no flaws exist. It's a concept that promises fulfillment, but often delivers frustration and self-doubt. Striving for perfection can feel like chasing a horizon. It retreats further the closer we get. The truth is, perfection is not only unattainable, it's also unnecessary. Life is not about being perfect, it's about being whole. It's about embracing every part of ourselves, even the messy, flawed bits, and realizing they are what make us uniquely human. There's an immense pressure in today's world to appear perfect. Social media amplifies this, presenting curated glimpses of people's lives that seem effortlessly polished. We see the perfect vacation, the perfect relationship, the perfect body, and the perfect career. But these are illusions, fragments of reality dressed up to tell a story that isn't complete. Behind every perfect photo or achievement is a person navigating struggles, insecurities, and imperfections. Comparing ourselves to these illusions is not only unfair but also harmful. It creates a constant feeling of inadequacy, as though we'll never measure up. The pursuit of perfection often leads to paralysis. How many dreams have been abandoned because someone felt they weren't ready yet, not skilled enough, or not good enough? Waiting for perfection can keep us from starting, from trying, and from taking risks. It convinces us to hold back until the right moment, which often never comes. Yet the irony is that growth and improvement come only through action. We learn not by doing things perfectly, but by making mistakes, learning from them, and trying again. Progress, not perfection, is what moves us forward. Our flaws are not something to be hidden or erased. They are integral to our humanity. They remind us that we are real, that we are growing, and that we are capable of change. A crack in a vase might seem like a flaw, but it also tells a story. It shows the vase has been through something and survived. Similarly, our imperfections are part of our story. They reflect our journey, our struggles, and our resilience. They make us relatable, allowing others to see themselves in us and connect on a deeper level. Authenticity, with all its imperfections, is far more compelling than any facade of perfection. Embracing imperfection requires courage. It means showing up as we are, even when we feel vulnerable or unprepared. It means being honest about our shortcomings and accepting them with compassion rather than judgment. This doesn't mean we stop striving to improve. Growth is a vital part of life. But the motivation shifts from a desperate need to be flawless to a genuine desire to become the best version of ourselves. This shift is liberating because it removes the weight of unrealistic expectations and allows us to focus on what truly matters. Imperfection is where creativity thrives. Some of the greatest works of art, literature, and innovation have come from moments of failure or unexpected detours. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we open ourselves to experimentation, to trying new things, and to exploring paths we might not have considered. Mistakes often lead to discoveries that perfectionism would never allow. There's a Japanese philosophy called wabi-sabi, which finds beauty in imperfection and impermanence. It celebrates the cracks, the asymmetry, and the wear of time as marks of character and uniqueness. This philosophy reminds us that there is beauty in the unfinished, the incomplete, and the flawed. Self-compassion is a crucial part of embracing imperfection. We are often our harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossible standards we wouldn't impose on anyone else. When we stumble, we chastise ourselves instead of offering understanding. But self-compassion means treating ourselves with the same kindness we would show a dear friend. It means acknowledging our humanity and reminding ourselves that it's okay to fall short. This kindness creates a space for growth, allowing us to learn and move forward without the heavy burden of self-reproach. When we embrace imperfection, we also become more accepting of others. We stop expecting them to meet unrealistic standards and learn to appreciate them for who they are, flaws and all. This creates deeper, more meaningful relationships based on understanding and acceptance rather than judgment. It allows us to connect on a level that is real and honest, fostering an environment where everyone feels seen and valued. Life itself is imperfect, filled with unexpected twists and turns, successes and setbacks. Trying to control it or make it flawless is a futile effort. But when we embrace the imperfections, we begin to see the beauty in them. We find joy in the unpolished moments, growth in the challenges, and meaning in the struggles. Imperfection is not something to be feared or avoided, it is something to be celebrated. It is the essence of life itself, a reminder that we are alive, evolving, and gloriously human. Purpose is a word that carries immense weight. It is often painted as something grand and elusive, a singular mission that gives meaning to our existence. Many people spend their lives searching for this one definitive purpose, believing it to be a monumental achievement, a career milestone, or a legacy that will outlast them. But the truth is far simpler and much more profound. Purpose is not some far-off destination to be found. It is woven into the fabric of everyday moments. It is less about what we do and more about how we choose to live. Purpose does not always come with a grand revelation. Often it is quiet and unassuming, found in the smallest gestures and acts. It is the kindness extended to a stranger, the patience shown in teaching a child, or the time spent comforting a friend in need. These moments may seem ordinary, even insignificant, but they carry tremendous weight. They create ripples of positivity that extend far beyond what we can see. Purpose is not about the magnitude of what we do, but the intention behind it. When we approach even the smallest actions with care and thoughtfulness, we imbue them with meaning. People often mistake purpose for perfection. They think it must align with a singular, defining goal, as though one path alone holds the key to fulfillment. But life is not so linear. Purpose evolves, shifts, and transforms as we grow. What feels purposeful at one stage of life may not resonate in another, and that's okay. Purpose is fluid, just like us. It adapts to our circumstances and experiences, meeting us where we are. Recognizing this allows us to embrace the present without the pressure of seeking an unchanging ideal. At its core, purpose is deeply personal. It is not dictated by societal expectations, nor is it a comparison to someone else's journey. What gives one person a sense of purpose may not resonate with another, and that's what makes it so unique. For some, purpose might be found in raising a family. For others, it could be in creating art, building communities, or caring for the environment. It doesn't matter what form it takes as long as it feels true to who we are. The key is to listen to our inner voice, to pay attention to what brings us joy, fulfillment, and a sense of contribution. Purpose also thrives in connection. While it is a deeply personal experience, it often finds its fullest expression in how we relate to others. Human beings are wired for connection, and our actions often gain meaning when they positively impact others. Whether it's through acts of service, shared moments of laughter, or simply being present for someone, purpose is amplified when it extends beyond ourselves. This doesn't mean we need to be self-sacrificing or martyr-like in our pursuits. Rather, it's about recognizing the joy that comes from being part of something larger than ourselves. It is essential to let go of the notion that purpose must be tied to success, recognition, or measurable outcomes. These external markers can be fleeting and often distract us from the deeper, more enduring sense of meaning. True purpose is not about what we achieve, but how we live. It's about the values we uphold, the kindness we show, and the effort we put into creating a life that aligns with what matters most to us. It's about waking up each day and asking, how can I bring meaning to this moment? Purpose also resides in resilience. Life is not without its challenges, and there will be times when our sense of direction feels clouded or lost. In these moments, purpose can act as a guiding light, reminding us of what truly matters. It doesn't eliminate pain or hardship, but it gives us the strength to persevere. Sometimes it is in the struggle that we discover our deepest sense of purpose, when we realize that even in adversity, there is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make a difference. The beauty of purpose is that it doesn't demand perfection. It asks only for presence. It is not about doing everything right or having all the answers. It is about showing up, trying our best, and being intentional in our actions. Purpose is not a destination. It is a journey, a daily choice to live with meaning, to find value in the ordinary, and to contribute in ways big and small. Each day we are presented with countless opportunities to live purposefully, whether through the work we do, the relationships we nurture, or the care we show to ourselves and others. Ultimately, purpose is not something we find, it is something we create. It is born from the choices we make, the effort we put in, and the love we give. It is not reserved for extraordinary people or extraordinary circumstances. It is available to all of us here and now, in the quiet, simple moments of our everyday lives. Purpose is not about reaching the end of the road, it's about how we walk the path. And when we walk it with intention, everything we do becomes meaningful. Life often feels like an endless series of demands and distractions, pulling us in multiple directions at once. In the midst of this chaos, it's easy to feel disconnected, even from ourselves. Yet one of the most transformative decisions we can make is to show up fully in life, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. To show up fully means to be present, to engage with intention, and to embrace each moment as an opportunity to live authentically and purposefully. Showing up fully starts with self-awareness. It's about pausing to understand where you are in your life right now. What are you prioritizing? What drives your choices? Are you living according to your values, or are you simply going through the motions? These questions might not have easy answers, but asking them is the first step toward a more intentional life. By becoming aware of your actions and their alignment with your core beliefs, you set the foundation for living with authenticity. One of the greatest obstacles to showing up fully is distraction. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: our phones, endless notifications, social media, and the constant rush to do more. These distractions fragment our attention and rob us of the ability to truly engage with the present moment. Showing up fully requires creating boundaries, stepping back from the noise, and intentionally focusing on what matters most. It's not about doing everything, but about doing the right things with your full presence and heart. Being present doesn't mean avoiding challenges or pretending that life is always easy. On the contrary, it means confronting difficulties head-on and bringing your whole self to the process. It means acknowledging fear, doubt, or pain without letting them paralyze you. When you show up fully, you recognize that life's challenges are not obstacles to be avoided, but opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. It's in these moments of struggle that we often find our deepest sense of resilience. Showing up fully also means embracing vulnerability. It's about allowing yourself to be seen for who you truly are, even when it feels uncomfortable. This means being honest with yourself and others about your feelings, your needs, and your boundaries. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength that fosters genuine connection and understanding. When you let go of the need to appear perfect and open yourself to the truth of your experience, you create space for deeper, more meaningful relationships. Equally important is showing up for the people in your life. In a world that often values efficiency over connection, taking the time to be truly present with others is a powerful act. This could mean listening without interrupting, offering support without judgment, or simply being there when someone needs you. Relationships thrive when we bring our full attention and presence to them. It's not about grand gestures, but about the consistency of showing up, time and time again, with care and intention. To show up fully also means to embrace impermanence. Life is fleeting, and every moment is a gift that will never come again. This awareness can be both humbling and liberating. It reminds us to appreciate the beauty of the present, to cherish the people we love, and to make the most of the time we have. By embracing the transient nature of life, we can live more fully, with gratitude and a sense of urgency to make each moment count. Another vital aspect of showing up fully is accepting responsibility for your choices and actions. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming circumstances or other people for what happens in your life. But showing up fully means taking ownership of your decisions, learning from your mistakes, and actively shaping the direction of your journey. It's about realizing that while you can't control everything, you can always control how you respond. This sense of agency empowers you to live with intention and purpose. Living fully also requires a willingness to take risks. It's about stepping outside your comfort zone and pursuing what truly matters, even if it feels uncertain or scary. Whether it's chasing a dream, starting a new chapter, or standing up for what you believe in, showing up fully means giving yourself permission to try even if you fail. It's in these moments of courage that we discover our strength and potential. Finally, showing up fully means practicing compassion both for yourself and others. Life is imperfect, and so are we. There will be days when showing up feels hard, when fear or exhaustion gets the better of us. But even in those moments, we can choose to be kind to ourselves, to acknowledge our effort, and to try again. Showing up fully is not about perfection, but about persistence. It's about committing to live as wholeheartedly as you can, moment by moment. When you show up fully in life, you create a deeper connection with yourself, with others, and with the world around you. You stop merely existing and start truly living, embracing all the beauty, messiness, and wonder that life has to offer. Each day becomes an opportunity to engage, to grow, and to make a difference, no matter how small. And in doing so, you honor not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. Life is a journey of growth, a process of constant evolution. Yet, growth rarely happens in the smooth, effortless way we might wish. It's often born of discomfort, challenge, and adversity. These moments of struggle, though difficult, are where we find the most profound opportunities to expand and transform. The idea of leaning into discomfort may seem counterintuitive at first, but it is one of the most powerful ways to unlock our potential, develop resilience, and cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Discomfort is an inevitable part of life. Whether it's the uncertainty of trying something new, the vulnerability of opening up to others, or the pain of facing failure, discomfort arises whenever we step outside our comfort zone. The comfort zone is a safe and predictable space, but it's also limiting. Growth lies just beyond its edges, in the places where we feel stretched and challenged. Avoiding discomfort may keep us safe, but it also keeps us stagnant. To grow, we must be willing to confront it head-on. One of the reasons discomfort feels so challenging is because it triggers our fear response. Our minds are wired to seek safety and avoid risk, which can make stepping into the unknown feel overwhelming. But discomfort is not the enemy, it's a teacher. It reveals our fears, insecurities, and areas where we need to grow. Rather than avoiding it, we can choose to approach it with curiosity. What is this discomfort teaching us? What fears or beliefs is it exposing? By asking these questions, we can begin to understand the root of our resistance and use it as a stepping stone for growth. Leaning into discomfort also requires a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, we can view them as opportunities. Every difficult moment is a chance to learn something new about ourselves, to develop skills we didn't know we had, and to build strength we didn't know we possessed. This doesn't mean minimizing the pain or difficulty of the experience, it's about recognizing its value. Growth doesn't happen in spite of discomfort, it happens because of it. A key part of embracing discomfort is cultivating resilience. Resilience is the ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity, and it is a skill that grows stronger each time we face a challenge. When we lean into discomfort, we develop the mental and emotional tools to handle life's ups and downs with greater ease. We learn to trust ourselves, to believe in our ability to navigate difficulties, and to find meaning even in the toughest moments. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about finding strength within it. Another powerful aspect of leaning into discomfort is the way it fosters self-awareness. Discomfort often arises when we encounter situations that challenge our identity, values, or beliefs. These moments can be deeply unsettling, but they also provide an opportunity for introspection. They invite us to question who we are, what we stand for, and what truly matters to us. This process of self-discovery can be transformative, leading to a deeper understanding of ourselves and a clearer sense of purpose. Discomfort also plays a crucial role in relationships. Building meaningful connections requires vulnerability, which is inherently uncomfortable. It means opening ourselves up to the possibility of rejection, misunderstanding, or hurt. But it is through this vulnerability that we create genuine, authentic bonds with others. Leaning into discomfort in relationships allows us to communicate openly, resolve conflicts with compassion, and build trust. It reminds us that connection is worth the risk of discomfort. Embracing discomfort doesn't mean seeking out pain for its own sake. It's about recognizing when discomfort is a sign of growth and choosing to move toward it instead of away from it. This could mean having a difficult conversation, taking a risk in your career, or facing a fear you've avoided for years. Each act of courage strengthens your ability to face the next challenge, creating a cycle of growth and empowerment. In leaning into discomfort, we also learn the importance of self-compassion. Growth is not a linear process, and there will be setbacks along the way. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when we struggle, but self-compassion reminds us that struggle is part of being human. It encourages us to treat ourselves with kindness, to acknowledge our efforts, and to celebrate our progress no matter how small. Perhaps the most profound lesson discomfort teaches us is that we are capable of far more than we realize. Each time we face a challenge and come out the other side, we expand our sense of what is possible. We discover strengths we didn't know we had and develop a deeper faith in ourselves. Discomfort then becomes not something to fear, but something to embrace, a sign that we are on the path to growth and transformation. Life is full of moments that push us beyond our limits, moments that test our resolve and challenge us to rise. It is in these moments of discomfort that we discover our greatest potential. By leaning into them with courage and an open heart, we transform not only our circumstances but ourselves. We become stronger, wiser, and more connected to the essence of who we are. In discomfort, we find the seeds of our own greatness. There's a quiet power in living with gratitude. It is not always the loudest, most obvious emotion, but it can be one of the most transformative. Gratitude has the ability to shift our perspective, reframe our challenges, and open our hearts to the beauty and blessings in our lives, no matter how small. In a world that often encourages comparison and discontent, choosing to live with gratitude can act as an antidote, offering us a way to find peace amidst the chaos. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you when something good happens. It's a mindset, a way of engaging with the world. It's about recognizing the abundance that already exists around us and within us. It's easy to overlook the everyday moments that bring us joy, whether it's a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or the comfort of a familiar place. Yet these seemingly small things often carry the most profound meaning. When we cultivate an awareness of these moments and allow ourselves to savor them, we begin to see just how much we have to be grateful for. One of the most powerful aspects of gratitude is its ability to shift our focus. In our daily lives, it's easy to get caught up in what we don't have or what isn't going right. We often focus on the things that are missing, the goals yet to be reached, or the problems that seem insurmountable. This focus on scarcity can lead to feelings of frustration, lack, or even helplessness. But when we choose to focus on gratitude, we turn our attention to what is already here, what is already good. Gratitude allows us to reframe our experiences, no matter how difficult, and see them through a lens of abundance. This shift is particularly powerful in times of hardship. When we face adversity, it's natural to feel overwhelmed by our challenges, but practicing gratitude can provide a sense of perspective. It doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending that everything is fine. Instead, it means acknowledging that even in difficult times, there are things to be grateful for. It could be the support of a loved one, the resilience we've developed, or the lessons we've learned along the way. Gratitude doesn't diminish our struggles. Rather, it reminds us that we are not defined by them. It helps us find meaning in the midst of hardship and gives us the strength to keep moving forward. Living with gratitude also fosters a deep sense of contentment. In a world that constantly encourages us to strive for more, it's easy to get caught in the cycle of endless ambition and comparison. We chase after success, possessions, or recognition, often believing that achieving these things will bring us happiness. Yet, true contentment comes not from what we accumulate, but from appreciating what we already have. When we practice gratitude, we cultivate an inner sense of peace and fulfillment that no external achievement can provide. It's a reminder that happiness is not something to be sought outside of ourselves, but something that exists in the here and now. Gratitude also has a profound effect on our relationships. When we take the time to recognize the value of the people around us and express appreciation for them, we strengthen those connections. Gratitude creates a positive feedback loop. It makes the people we care about feel valued, and in turn, it deepens our connection with them. Whether it's a simple thank you for their support, a thoughtful gesture, or simply taking a moment to reflect on the ways they enrich our lives, expressing gratitude fosters love, trust, and mutual respect. It reminds us of the preciousness of these relationships and encourages us to nurture them. Additionally, practicing gratitude enhances our well-being in numerous ways. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience lower levels of stress and depression, better sleep, and improved physical health. When we focus on what we are grateful for, our brains release dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters that promote feelings of happiness and well-being. This simple practice can have a profound impact on our emotional and physical state, making us more resilient in the face of challenges and better equipped to navigate life's ups and downs. The beauty of gratitude is that it can be cultivated regardless of our circumstances. We don't have to wait for something monumental to happen before we feel thankful. In fact, the more we practice gratitude in the small, everyday moments, the more we begin to notice how much there is to be grateful for. This doesn't mean ignoring life's difficulties, but rather acknowledging that gratitude exists alongside them. It's about training our minds to recognize the good that is already present, even in the midst of hardship. Living with gratitude also encourages us to embrace the present moment. When we are grateful, we stop rushing through life, always focused on the next thing or the next goal. Instead, we begin to savor the here and now. Gratitude slows us down, allowing us to appreciate the simple joys of life that we often overlook. It teaches us to be mindful and to savor each moment as it comes, rather than constantly looking ahead or dwelling on the past. The practice of gratitude doesn't require grand gestures or significant life changes. It's the small, everyday acts of acknowledgement that add up over time. Whether it's starting the day by listing a few things you're grateful for, writing a thank you note to someone who's made a difference in your life, or simply taking a moment to appreciate the beauty around you, these acts of gratitude can transform your perspective and your life. Gratitude doesn't just change how we view the world, it changes how we experience it. And in doing so, it opens our hearts to the abundance that's already here, waiting to be noticed and cherished. In embracing gratitude, we shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, finding joy in the present moment. This simple practice enriches our relationships, boosts our well-being, and helps us navigate life's challenges with resilience. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a transformative mindset that opens our hearts to the richness of life.